Good morning, I am Mahesh Kumar, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at B.V. Raju Institute of Technology, Narsapur campus. I am dealing with the course Computational Thinking and Programming, and I am discussing about control structures to solve computational problems. So in the previous session, we have discussed about how to make use of switch case statement. In this session, we will be discussing about the conditional operator in C program. The conditional operator is very similar to if-else statement in a C program. Already we have a if-else statement, then why we require this conditional operator? Because whenever you have a program where you have to have a single statement to be executed based on a condition, then it will be more easy for using a conditional operator instead of using if-else statement. I mean, if-else statements are used when you collect multiple number of statements into one block, and you will check the condition based on the evaluation of that condition. Your program will decide whether to execute that block of statements or not. Assume that if you have only one statement to be executed by testing one condition, then it is no worth of using if-else statement. Instead of using that, we can make use of this conditional operator and write the code in a shorter possible way. So let us discuss how to make use of this conditional operator in our C program. So first we will talk about what is this operator. So just now I discussed about the conditional operator is very similar to if-else statement, but what difference you have between if-else statement and conditional statement is this operator will take less space and helps you to write if-else statements in a shorter possible way. So just I have given an example for you. When you have only one statement that is to be executed based on the condition evaluation. If the condition is true, then I want to execute that particular single statement. So there is no use of using if-else statement there. Directly, we can use this conditional operator and make it in a shorter way. So this conditional operator is very useful to make your code shorter. In a single line, we can write the statements. Now, why this operator is called as a conditional operator? Because in this conditional operator, always the first expression that we give will be a condition. That means a conditional operator always begins with a condition. That is the reason we call this operator as a conditional operator. And the same operator can also be called as a ternary operator. So why this name has been given for this operator is whenever we make use of this operator, we have to give 3 operands. So basically this will work on 3 operands. So as we are using 3 operands in conditional operator, this conditional operator is also called as ternary operator. Now how you can make use of this particular conditional operator in a program is you have to know the syntax of this particular operator. So we'll see what is the syntax of this operator. So we said that operator will have 3 operands. The first operand is the first expression, if you see here, expression 1. The second operand is expression 2, and third operand is expression 3. Now, whenever we use this conditional operator, each expression will be separated by using a symbol called question mark as well as a colon. So first expression followed by a question mark, followed by expression 2, followed by colon, followed by expression 3. So we are using 3 operands here, each separated with a question mark and colon. As we are now here, what is question mark and colon in this particular syntax? We call them as ternary pairs in conditional operator. We call them as ternary pairs. So because we are using ternary pairs here, we can also say this operator name as a ternary operator. Now how if you see this particular syntax, the first expression is a condition. Just now we said we said that a conditional operator always begins with a condition. So the first expression should be always a condition, always a condition. So what this operator will do, it will test the condition. Based on the result of this particular condition, the program will decide whether to evaluate this expression 2 or expression 3. If the expression 2 is evaluated, the result of this expression will be written by this particular operator. That should be stored inside a program by taking a variable. If the expression is evaluated to false, the expression 3 will be evaluated. So the expression 3 evaluated value will be written to the program by this particular operator. So this is a basic syntax of making use of conditional operator in a C program. Now quickly we will see how this operator gets worked. So first, this condition will evaluate, this operator will evaluate the condition based on the written value of the condition. We know that in all the control structures we are discussing, based on the written value of the condition, that is either true or false, the program will decide what to be executed, right? So based on the written value of the condition, the operator will decide whether to execute the second expression or third expression, which are called as operands, second operand or third operand, right? Now assume that the condition has become true, it is evaluated to true, then the second operand in the conditional operator in our syntax, expression 2, gets evaluated, right? If the condition is evaluated to false, then if the condition is evaluated to false, then the third operand, which is expression 3 in our syntax, will be evaluated. So after evaluating either expression 2 nor expression 3, the operator will return the result of that evaluation to the program. So this is how we will make use of conditional operator in a C program. Now what is the flow of control when we use this particular conditional operator in the program? Expression 1 will be tested, right? If the expression 1 is evaluated to true, the control will travel in this true path, right? So when the control travel in this particular true path, whatever the statement we have written after a colon, after a question mark symbol, that part will get executed. If the expression is evaluated to false, then the statements whichever we have written after this colon part gets executed. So in our syntax, we said after question mark we have expression 2 and after colon we have expression 3. So neither of the expressions, either expression 2 nor expression 3 gets executed. And after evaluation of that expressions, whatever the results that we will get after evaluation, that will be written to the program, which has been stored in a variable. So this is the flow control when we use a conditional operator in a C program. Now we will apply this particular operator by implementing a code. Now the task of the program is, the program will ask user to enter any number. It will read that input. After reading the input, the program has to decide and tell whether that number is even or odd. So this is the task of the program. By making use of conditional operator, we will implement the code in C. Now the same program can be written by making use of if-else statement. But why we have chosen this particular conditional operator for solving this particular problem is, we know that the statements can be reduced in a possible way by using this conditional operator. That is what we have discussed in the beginning of this particular session. So we will make use of conditional operator and we will solve this particular problem. Right? So initially the program should ask user to enter any number. So that message should be conveyed, enter any number. So after seeing this message on the console, the user will give one input value which is to be read by the program, right? So we will make use of scan function to read the input from console. The value is an integer type, so we have to specify the type of value that is to be read into the program. So make use of %d specifier, and now this input value has to be stored in the program. So we require a variable in the program which will store integer value. So I will declare a variable of integer type and I will name this as n. So now we have a variable called n which can store integer value. So at that particular address of n, store the input received from the user. Now the program has read the input from the user. Now the program has to decide and tell the user whether this n value is even or odd number. So what is the logic we have to write in this particular code? And now you have to use a conditional operator here. So once you recall the syntax of conditional operator, it will have three expressions, three operands. Always conditional operator begins with a condition. So what is the condition for testing whether the number is even or odd is, the number should be modulo divided by 2. If this number is completely divisible by 2, what do you mean by completely divisible by 2? The remainder of the division should be equals to 0. So we will check this particular condition. When the division of n is completely divisible by 2 and the remainder of this division is equals to 0, then the program makes a decision what kind of number it is, whether it is even or odd. So this is the condition. So this is the first expression that we have written in the conditional operator. Now what if this condition becomes or evaluated? If this condition is evaluated to true, what the conditional operator has to do? If the condition is evaluated to false, what the operator has to do? So we will write as second expression. So after question mark, we will write the second expression or second operand. What I will do is I will take a print statement and I will say this particular number, right, is even number. This particular number is even number. So when this statement gets executed, if the first expression is evaluated to true. So what if the expression is evaluated to false? The conditional operator will skip the second expression and it will move to third expression. The third expression will be evaluated. So what I will do in the third expression, I will print a statement like this particular number is odd number. This particular number is odd number, right? So this is how we'll make use of conditional operators. So first expression is evaluated. If this first expression is evaluated to true, this print statements get executed. If this first expression is evaluated to false, this particular third expression gets executed. So now the conditional operator either returns this particular message nor this particular message to the program. On the console, either this message or this particular message will be displayed. So we will run this particular program. So as we have used print and scan function, you know basic thing that we need to attach the header file for the definitions. So hash include stdio.h header file. Now compile this. So successfully executed the program, right? Now run it. So you can see the message on the console. Program is asking you to input a value. So now I will pass input value as 6. So first expression will be evaluated and it will tell you what is the result of this. So what is the problem here is I didn't write where this value is to be taken from. So after this print statement, put this percentile d should be read from the memory location of n. Right. Once again I will compile it, run the program. So pass the input value as 6. So your program has decided that the 6 is an even number. So we'll check the other test case. So we will pass odd number as value 5. So the program has decided and told that 5 is an odd number. So this is how we will make use of conditional operator in our C program. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.